Cool. And good evening, everybody. We're just loading into round 7, question mark. I think it's round 7 of season 7 here at IIRL. How's everybody doing this evening? We're at Imola tonight. Evening socks. Here we are. Staring down the Imola pit lane. With really creepy people standing over the balcony. I'm not sure how clearly everybody can see that. 30. Yeah, exactly. That is your supposed skill level that we have arbitrarily decided upon. Whoa. Let's get all these gubbins set up. So, Imola. Mixed feelings about Imola. Not me personally, I haven't actually put any time into it on this game yet, but apparently it is a... That's cool. If you're all good to go back through Steam, you can join off me, so that'll be Gucci. Track limit central. Yes, apparently that is the case indeed. Although, if I remember correctly, let's see, we've got a few cars going out. Who's the person up ahead? It is Casper. Who is... Oh, I appear to be... Huh. Odd. I appeared to be lagging slightly, which is not what I want to see. So I'll try and keep an eye on that. Here we go. Right, so let's just pray that this didn't, that lag is actually just a temporary thing, and it's not going to be a permanent feature for me here. Because that's the last thing I want. 15 seconds on Tuesday. Yes, I do believe that on Tuesday we only had 2 drivers that did not get any penalties at all. That was John and Greg, who absolutely killed it with just 2 track limits warnings each. Greg and John, exactly. They put in some pretty phenomenal performance. So I guess I don't know what that says about everybody else. Might win on Sunday for that. That is true, actually. If people can keep it within the white lines here, they have a good chance at moving themselves up the field a bit. So here we are, starting off with Casper, who is just crossing the white the line now. Casper, I do believe, is reserving for this evening. So I can't tell if that slight juttering is me or him. Comes through the first chicane, keeping it nice and tidy. This is where everybody's getting chat limits here at turn 6, but he seems to have made it through that one without any issue. Yeah, it's fine. I think it might just be a bit of lag on the car's end. As the camera gets close, it does this juttering thing, so I'm just hoping that that's not me. But we'll see. Ooh, looked like he might have taken a bit wide there, but just stayed within the white lines. Through Aqua Minerale and up the hill. And unsurprisingly sets the fastest middle sector, because, you know, it'd be weird if he didn't be the first car on track. Down the hill into what I believe is an awful braking zone. I do not enjoy this one. Keeps it just within the track limits there. And then we're going to get our first time on the board. The 1:14.5. I've heard rumours of better than that today. So who do we have next? We have Felix crossing the line. Quickly followed by the Mercedes of somebody. Ah, they must have been on their out lap. That guy just starting their lap. See who else do we have on a lap at the minute. I do believe Willow is about to finish a lap. Ali joins us. And Willow goes 39. Start of this full qualifying session. Who else do we have out on track at the moment? bjurnbeast putting in his lap. bjurnbeast... Oh no, it's... Yeah, I'm pretty sure bjurnbeast is back now after a few weeks away. Has returned to try and catch that points deficit that they've got to I can't remember who's actually in the lead. I'm going to have to take a look and figure this one out. Here we go. Down the hill. Keep still within track limits, so let's see if he can keep that going into the last sector here. Stays within the white line. Gives that a bit of metal and sets a 14.4. So Willow sitting 5/10 ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. What do we have is that guy. Oh, must have invalidated their previous lap. Snacks is invalidated. Got Rigid Alloy or BRT CM21, wherever you're sitting at, now on a lap out as well. Which we're going to see Snacks dropping down into the pits now, yeah. Just come in. Yes, we do. Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. Sox, we've got a few 82 drivers reserving tonight, while lots of people I think are on their summer holidays. We've got, let's go through this. Steadily Sam, who's currently sitting in P5 in the Alpine. We've got Padge, obviously, who is an 82 driver, who is reserving an 81 today. JONNYB's 81, Greg is 82, so he's reserving tonight as well. So a few drivers. Greg, yeah, just trying to go through steadily trying to find who they all are. As Chaz sets a 14.8. So that guy had invalidated another lap as well, so they're going to be going out again. That would explain, let's have a quick look here, that explains why they're out on the medium tyres. Of course, the Natured Alloy setting that lap on the medium tyres as well. Pop that in. We've only got the 3 cars on mediums at the moment. And that takes up a good portion of the screen, so let's try not to do it too much so we can actually see what's going on. Let's see. 1010 is about to cross the line. Goes second fastest with a 14.3. Nice to see Sam up there with a 15.5. Greg as well, repping for 82 there. Ale just about to set a lap, or starting a lap now. That guy, I imagine we're going to have to see them coming in soon, because you don't want to punish your mediums too much. They don't have a great deal of battery either. Oh, they're out of fuel, by the looks of it. Oh, they're low on fuel. Yeah, they're going to go again though. They're going to cross this line to set a 115.1. ExoticPla1ns, who is on a lap at the minute, has invalidated that lap. And we've got, well, I think there it is, those yellow flags going through sector 1 is the car of that guy with probably no fuel in at this point. Yeah, I think that's the only danger of doing this. Oh, as well, if you're going to be going up some of those hills and you've got no fuel, it's going to be a long trip back to the pits for poor that guy. There's still 9 minutes left of our current qualifying session though. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. Oh. What's everybody betting for pole? Who do we think are we going to see on pole today? I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's been a battle up there for the pole position in the last few races. Everyone's pretty close together. Exotic will get it, you reckon? See him yet to set a lap, and I don't think he is currently out. Oh, there we go. No, he is on a lap now. The map is purple in the first sector, but I have learnt that I can't trust that. So let's have a look-see. Second sector with a 49.4. nicely over that curb, keeps it within track limits there. That's another place where if you're not careful you can do it. Damn it. Well, it supports the league, so what can you do? Evening, Ben. How we doing? Keeps it in track limits there with Exotic. And he's going to set a time of a 14 flat almost. 14-1-ish. Subscribe instead. We need to get you as an ambassador, Socks. Up next we have Raven West. Apparently set a mystical purple middle sector. I think that's personal best is the issue. Wish it was a bit more clear about that, but he did invalidate there on the exit, which is unfortunate. Oh, excuse me again. 3 drivers yet to set a time. Damn, can't use your Amazon. What is JONNYB going to do for the second sector? I think 49.4 is up there, which was Exotic's time. Oh, but he went very wide there. Throwing that back end out, I need to invalidate. SmallerSmiley on a lap. Let's follow them as we see the car of someone. Just sort of hanging off the side of the track there. Could be the Alpine of Sam. What are we going to get out of some mystical tyre smoke just sat at the top of the hill there? Looks like that came off the Mercedes of Exotic. The SmallerSmiley comes down the hill, still keeps it within track limits. Little lock up there, keeps it in again. And again. And he sets a 15.1, so that should get him, see him somewhat through to Q2. Padge having set a 29.9, so I don't believe that is Padge's fastest lap, because he is now 9.2 seconds faster at the end of that lap. But he invalidates as he goes over the chicane. 14.9 on mediums, not bad at all, Snacks. Not bad at all. Padge drops into the pits. Raven West still not set a time yet either, and JONNYB is in the pits. So, with just SmallerSmiley and Ale out on track at the minute, this is still anyone's game. ExoticPla1ns confidently retires from the session. I guess you can't fault that, can you? Car seems a little juttery tonight. I was playing around with my graphic settings, and that's not done anything with it. Camera gets close, and the cars go. But maybe that's just me. Maybe it looks grand on stream. Who knows? So let's ride it. Let's jump on board with Ale this lap. Actually get a bit more of a perspective of it and see what the drivers are having to suffer / enjoy here at Imola. This part of the track always drives me crazy. It's so hard to get that chicane perfect. He goes half a second up on his previous best time. I was quite impressed by Chelsea on Tuesday, being able to remember all of the names of the corners here. I guess that shows the dedication. I have to get up a little map, like sticky notes on my screen that show me the actual corner names. Up the hill. Ooh, trying to catch a sneaky bit of toe there. Little lock up. As he comes down the hill. Burnt a lot of battery on this lap, Ale has. Let's hope that he has got a bit of gravity assist there, but let's hope he's got what it means left now to put him around into this line. And he jumps into the pits, which is an interesting choice, in my professional opinion. Casper out on track now. On a lap. Let's jump on board with JONNYB though. JONNYB still hasn't set a lap time yet. There were no incidents on Tuesday. Well, yeah, but we expect that from NA, don't we? NA is the is like the tier of like the cool dudes. They're just sat there sipping on apple juices. They've got their cool hats on. They're all there. They know what they're doing. JONNYB, what can he set for a sector 2? With the 50.2. Keeps it clean through here this time. He does. Ooh, rain at the end of Q2. Now that I'd like to see. Hopefully it wouldn't affect me this time. I mean, Sox knows what it's like to have to deal with rain halfway through a qualifying session, am I right? Let's see what can JONNYB put in. He goes... Oh, excuse me, 50th fastest. Oh lord, I apologise. 15th fastest for JONNYB. That keeps him nicely in through the Q. Well, it puts him right on the cusp of being eliminated. A good lap from Padge or Ravenwest here will push him down into Q3. Felix still out on a 15.5, but let's see what can Ravenwest do. Comparing his time to JONNYB here, who was a 50.4. Looks like he's going just that little bit faster at the minute. 1/10 up on JONNYB, so this should, if he can pull together this last series of corners, these two grimacing corners here, can he give it what it takes to get up into Q2? He cannot. He is 40 thousandths of a second behind JONNYB as Felix improves to go P12, pushing JONNYB out. Ale is now at risk. Padge invalidated there, unfortunately. But let's see, hopefully he's got enough fuel and enough battery here to be able to take it around the track one more time. Oh, excuse me. Greg on a lap. Okay, and let's see whether or not he is improving. He improves 90 milliseconds, or 90 thousandths of a second, or 9 hundredths. Or if I want to be a proper pundit, then I would say 91 1,000ths, which is a pet peeve of mine. 91 1,000ths, as opposed to 92 1,000ths. As Greg invalidates at the bottom of Aquaman early, that's going to hurt because I don't think he's got time now to do another lap unless he can flat it out to the line, but I don't think he's going to. He has all but stopped on track as he lets some of our other lovely drivers through. Ale didn't see if he was improving, but he invalidates there, so Padge isn't going to make it to the line. Looks like he invalidated again as well. That is unfortunate. So these track limits are really harshly penalising people here. Invalidated, invalidated. Sam, however, has not invalidated. But, Sam, you can rest. You can drop it back into the pits because you, my friend, are through into Q2. Sam is through. Sam is killing it. Sam is absolutely crushing it. I'll have to try my hand one time at 81. Put her in 81. I don't think going P13 means a promotion. However, if we like to look at your performance from last week's Ox, would you like to go up? Would you like to go up to 81? Let's put you in 81. Let's starting a petition now for Sox into 81. It's not negotiable, Scott. Sox, I apologise. You are not. It's non-negotiable. Is the Aston on a lap? I don't think. Oh, it might be actually. That's a good point. Sorry, I was too busy. Ah, they'd invalidated. That's why I'd skipped by. So the Aston is not on a lap. You are, in fact, safe, Ale. Congratulations, you're on Q2. As Ravenwest does what we all love and retires as he moves into the pits, which is what we like to see. So, and there we have it. the end of our first qualifying session here at Imola, which is counting down above, and I don't get to see any other information. So at this rate, I don't know. There are people who have been eliminated. I do believe it was Padge, JONNYB, and somebody else. Raven West, maybe? I think it was Raven West, yeah. So those were our three that were eliminated, and I would have liked to have shown that, but unfortunately I don't think I'm allowed. I would. Yes, unfortunately that is just no. The video game gods have told me no. Maybe that's my fault for not having paid penance to them today. That was unfortunate for you, JONNYB. You were putting in some good laps, but I think a couple of invalidations, if I'm not mistaken, were enough to just take that away from you. Our first car out on track is not DeflatedWee. There is a pass ahead, which are probably Willow. Yes. The ha-has of Willow out on track. As our camera decided not to follow for a second. Here we go for Q2. Who do we think's going to top the timing board in Q2? Anybody got any guesses? I mean, we had Willow in Q1. Yeah, it was unfortunate, JONNYB, just at the top of the hill, just swinging the rear end out there, and it just threw you into the wall. It was a bit, oh, not into the wall, in towards the edge. It is unfortunate. So, Sox's prediction is that we'll have Willow in P1 for this session, and we'll have ExoticPla1ns taking the pole. That's very much each to their own. Exotic will get pole. I imagine we should probably start buying people like little tyres that we can get celebrities to sign. I will personally go to some celebrity that I'm sure I don't know and just knock on their door repeatedly until they give us it. So Willow coming down into the first chicane here. Keeping it nice and tight through this section is important, but you just got to be careful you don't invalidate there at turn 6. It is a very common place for people to invalidate, from what I understood the other day. However, I've probably said that several times as he comes up the hill towards this nice double left-hander. Keeps it within track limits again. It's nice some of these camera angles give you a good view of the track limits, others don't. Coming into the chicane, locks up a little bit, but ultimately keeps it tidy. As we come down the hill now towards our double left-hander. Oh, just on the white line there. And he goes 14.1, so slower than his Q1 time. We've got DeflatedWee across the line next. 14.7, the Aston Martin of 1010 to go 14.6. Snacks goes 14.4. Let's have a look and see what tyres we've got people on. Everybody's on the softs except for Chaz on the mediums. So we should expect to see here. Let's go through. Ale is invalidated, unfortunately. I think we've got the Red Bull of Chaz coming across at 14.6 for his first run. That guy doing a 38.8, which is a time. Casper starts his lap as Sam goes 15.3, so improves on her Q2 time. Q1 time, sorry. Let's see what we've got next. 82's own Greg. Oh, he's 15.2. Ale slowing down to let some people by as he is, I know, probably charging his battery. Let's Have a look. Yeah, just keeping it in for this lap. Oh, I'm glad that's not a fast lap. Casper's invalidated though, so he drives through the smoke of someone else. So only two cars out on fast laps at the minute are Ale and Casper, but they've both invalidated. So I think the next one to go, well, probably ExoticPla1ns. Let's check. Oh, those two Mercedes are very close to one another. I wonder if they're going to pull off a tow. Problem with this track though is you can't stay too close to people because it will cause you some problems. Let's SmallerSmiley just behind them, so let's follow on. Ah, it was ExoticPla1ns has invalidated on this lap. So, is he going to drop? He is. He's slowing down a little bit. Oh, but bjurnbeast is also invalidated at turn 6. SmallerSmiley has kept it clean though. Fortunately, I don't think the Mercedes have realised that each other has invalidated. So, see, can Smiley keep it clean? He does. Keeps it within the white lines there very well indeed. Don't think Smiley's invalidated yet, although I don't want to jinx anything. A nice Phoenix out of there, not a lot of wheel spin. As he goes and keeps it clean, so a nice clean lap from Smiley to take him to P5 with a 14.7. Touchy. Touche if you're, you know, normal. He did take a lot of curb over that chicane. He is the chicane king. Oh, that'd be a banging nickname. Oh, my lord. ExoticPla1ns not staying on the track there, and then invalidates, which I think is quite humorous. Red Dragon with a 50.3 into Sector 2. Let's watch Red Dragon down to the line. Let's ride on board with Red Dragon. Who invalidated, though? I didn't notice that. That's a shame. Would have invalidated there as well. See. Hop, skips and jumps into the pits. So, are you still on for Exotic with that pole? Because having some trouble with the tracker to limits at the minute. The limits LO tracker. Slams it into the pits at full speed, which seems a little. I find it mad that you don't get qualifying. You don't get penalties for doing that in qualifying. I feel like legally you should be required to. So Ale goes 23.9 in middle sector. He is on medium tyres. The only one of our lovely drivers out and about today on those medium tyres. Currently, anyway. Doesn't invalidate there. Ooh. Down into the only corner I know, which is Aqua Minerale. To do a 49.6, which was a good time on those mediums. It was faster than Red Dragon did on the softs. Maybe the mediums are his saving grace. You'll put a bet on for it. Alright. I would bet, but I'd rather not. I don't want to lose. I lose enough as it is an 82. Crosses the line with a lovely little 14.8. On medium tyres as well. Ale's back. Touche. Who else is flying around the lap at the minute? Greg goes 6 thousandths of a second faster through Sector 1. Sam is out on a lap, but invalidated, unfortunately. Ale has finished theirs. Chaz is just starting a lap now. But we do actually have bjurnbeast on a lap. Behind his teammate. Getting a bit of tow. Tell you what, let's pay attention. So he drops out of the way there for the tow. That's vital, that little bit of extra aerodynamic, little less wind in front of you, that little less air to carry you up that hill. Björn, I imagine, is then going to... There's quite a bit of curve there, keeps it within track limits. ExoticPla1ns just behind him on an outlap. Yellow flags in sector 1, not entirely sure why that was. What's bjurnbeast going to do here? He barrels it down the straight to go P1 by 0.06 of a second, as he's going to give his teammate a tow down here. And he drops back and out of the way, so that is the tow over for Exotic on that lap. Who else is out and about at the minute? Dragon is in lap. Feel like he'd just let go of his wheel there, watching the way the car juddered. That guy is on a lap at the minute. How are the mediums better than softs? I don't know, you tell me. You're the pro. 0.07 of a second faster through sector 1. Sector 2. See the Duracell battery there on the top of that. I like the Williams livery, honestly. I think it's a nice livery. Crosses the line to take a 1:14.3. Puts him up there with the rest of everybody else. What is ExoticPla1ns going to do as he comes around the last two corners to take the finish, take the line? 1:14.002. So the two Mercedes playing the team game together to put them up there. Looked like Chaz wanted to go for the board then. Felix on a lap, 3 seconds slower in his first sector, so I'm going to presume this is, no battery burn. Is a second warm-up lap. Red Dragon is out there now. Can he keep it clean through here this time? Dodges that curb, but stays within track limits. Comes down, passes the Kick Sauber of Snacks, Snacks has placed it perfectly behind Red Dragon to get a slipstream there. As Red Dragon goes with a 1:14.666. Let's see whether or not we can get any kind of improvement here out of Snacks. Let's check nobody else who hasn't set a lap. Make sure everyone gets some screen time. Casper on his lap. What's he going to do? Intercept at 49.6. I should start writing these down because I forget who does what. Takes are good. Oh, sorry, it's chicane though. Oh, man, I feel like I just need an injection of caffeine. Like, straight up espresso shot to the bloodstream. Casper goes P8 with a 1:14.5. So our driver at risk at the minute is SmallerSmiley on an outlap. We've got Ale, who is out, but I know we've got Snacks about to cross the line. Let's see if we can't get a shot of that. But Snacks is safe at the moment. Still 1 minute left of that is Snacks is qualifying over. Anybody else? Felix, who invalidated that lap and drops into the pits. So that is the end of Felix's qualifying. Sam out on a lap at the minute. However, they are 1 second down on their previous. If that little indicator there is to go with, and looking at this current position on track, Sam is a little bit down. But if Sam, looks like Sam isn't pushing more. Hopefully, Bit of a recharge lap here through the rest of the track. Get that? Yeah, as we see the battery going up. So Sam is on that recharge lap. So is Ale. DeflatedWee on a fast lap at the minute is 1/10 up on his first sector time from before. She's not using the ERS. No. SmallerSmiley just behind DeflatedWee. SmallerSmiley and DeflatedWee both currently out of the DeflatedWee's out of queue, and that's DeflatedWee's qualifying over. He will go P11 at the best. SmallerSmiley goes past. What can Smiley do here? Our last two drivers out on track at the minute are Smiley and 1010, who is just behind. Smiley is currently safe, actually, so he could have dropped into the pits. 1010, who was also invalidated. Deflated out there, yeah. So there we go. The end of Q2. SmallerSmiley just about scrapes it through into Q3. Sam, you absolutely crushed it, honestly. Absolutely killed it with that incredible performance making through to Q2 on your... I don't think it's your debut. I'm pretty sure you've raced in 81 before. ExoticPla1ns taking the fastest lap of the session with a 1:14.002. But with grip improving, what can we see? There was a bit of rain forecast at the end of Q2. Are we going to see rain in Q3, which is going to drastically change some of those times? Remember, we're going to get a close-up look at all the cars in the showroom. There it is! There's the rain. The soft ones must be abolished. I hope you're talking about the tyres. Ale, in that chat. I hope you're talking about tyres. Oh, it's wet, wet. It is W-E-T. You might not be. Uh-oh. 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 It looks like some people might have decided... Oh, there are people making, I think, mistakes here. I think there are people making mistakes. The track is wet. The DRS has been disabled. Ale has left. It is wet. And there we have a series of vehicles on soft tyres. Oh god, can you imagine actually if I could do this in Matt Berry's voice? The cars are on soft tyres. Be the best commentator there is. I don't believe it's glitched. I think that just before they went out, it said that the DRS was deactivated. Generally, that's wet when the DRS is activated. So I have a funky feeling here that those cars on the soft tyres, they selected them and the game didn't give them the warning about it just beforehand because they were like, well, it's wet. Ah, SmallerSmiley invalidates his outlap. So let's find out though, because I can sit here and speculate all I wish, but the people who can prove it are on track here. Now, what SmallerSmiley does have the advantage of here is the fact that he is on the fast lap ahead, which means per etiquette and law, the soft runners behind can't actually overtake him at the detriment of his lap, which means people like Exotic behind and Chaz on those soft tyres could potentially get held up here by SmallerSmiley if he is going a bit slower than them. But I don't have my telemetry, the lap data up. So here we go. SmallerSmiley goes and does a 26.8, whilst Exotic is off the track. And Chaz does a 28.2. So yes, the intermediates are in fact the faster tyre. Those poor people who went out on softs have wasted a lap. That is unfortunate. Let's see if I can't... Here we go, let's do it again. So, Smiley has a 55.4. He's off track. Yeah, no, it is. It's not going for those two on the dry tyres. Let's see what Snacks can do though. Still 55.4 with Smiley's time. Snacks is still behind that. So Smiley has made the right call going out on those tyres. Willow is a bit behind. So Smiley could have it. 122.9. Who else is on the intermediate tyres up next? The track is, this is what I look like when I'm wet. Yes, it is. That's exactly what the track said. The track is wet. As Snacks is currently off in the gravel. Which doesn't surprise me really, because it's, you know, wet. bjurnbeastNL didn't get held up there by Snacks, but if he did get held up, boo-hoo, because he went on 122 flat almost. The second 089 I've seen here. This seems rigged. Casper's on a 123.3, 1010 on a 123.6. Red Dragon out next on his lap. I do believe the game was expecting him to be somewhere else. You're alright, Red Dragon. 1010 is on an in lap. I imagine he's definitely invalidated there. An bit of an invalidation, so an itty bitty bit. Red Dragon. What can our one of our resident Italian drivers do? At a pseudo home race. A little invalidation move. Yeah, let's see what a home race. Yeah, a home race. These Italian drivers here. And we'll ride on board with Red Dragon this time to see what he can do. Takes plenty of curve there, keeps the car nice and under control. Get very slippy through there if you put the power on too early. Oh, Red Dragon keeping it within track limits there, kicking that rear end out as we have Ale join back. Evening Ale. Red Dragon on his way up the hill. Oh, gets a little squirmy there onto the grass. But he keeps it within track limits. Down the hill into what is now very aqua minerale. And he invalidates there, goes wide. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate there from Red Dragon. He's now going to have to take it back into the pits. Who else do we have on a lap? Let's see if anybody else is out. Snacks is on his out lap. Chaz is on his fast lap. That guy is on their out lap. So, let's pick a car. Natured Alloy or BRT CM21. JONNYB. Yeah, it does look horrible. He's going just a little bit faster than Smiley there, who I believe had a 26.8 into that first sector. So, up the hill. ExoticPla1ns is either going to be getting a bit of a pull up there, or he's going to be getting a lot of downforce, which is not really what you want to have here, is it? Chaz up the hill. Spray pouring off the back of that Red Bull. Oh, you know what? I'm surprised he didn't invalidate that. That looked invalidationable. I thought I saw both those wheels go inside the chicane. Here we go. Last corner. Keeps it in. Can he keep it in again? Car is damp. And he crosses the line. to take P4 ExoticPla1ns, then replaces him with P4. Who do we have next across the line? It's Willow. Steams down towards the line to take... Oh! 6/10 off of the time of BjurnBeast. I think BjurnBeast might have got all three of our other cars there, having them validated. Red Dragon's going to have no choice here but the pit. That guy might be going to have to pit again as well. Actually, where do we have? He ain't got a blinking fuel light, so I think he's going to be good. Let's watch Snacks. Snacks hasn't done a lap yet. Well, he hasn't timed a lap yet. Björn could well be on pole. The track might now be just too wet. It might be just that little bit more wet, so the intermediate tyres aren't just pushed beyond that point now. But let's see what Snacks can do with a 28.2 in the middle, in the first sector, which is not an improvement on his previous time, I don't think. Technically, I suppose that would mean he'd have to go purple for his personal sector there. So down the hill into wet aqua minerale, and up the hill. What might as well just be one big swoop onto the chicane. Keeps it within track limits and keeps it within track limits again. Where can IIRL S7 put it? Barely. Keeps within track limits. Oh, gets a little squirmy there on the way out. Foot to the floor, puts on the overtake and goes on 26.8. I have a feeling that was a warm-up lap, because now he is burning that battery down there. That guy has invalidated again. Who else do we have out and about at the minute? Chaz, who's improving. ExoticPla1ns is ExoticPla1ns improving. Apparently the next across the line. He's down 1 second on his previous best. Here we go. Down. So I don't think we're going to see anything there from him. Chaz is just that little bit behind. But Exotic isn't improving, or wasn't improving through that first sector. Can he improve here? Middle sector, sorry. Can he improve when he crosses this line? No. Can Chaz improve? No. Who's next? SmallerSmiley is next. He hasn't improved either. 1010 is next across the line, who goes into the pits. That guy and Red Dragon both invalidated. Snacks about to cross the line with a 1:24.5, and that is Snacks' qualifying over. I think we're at the end of the session now as well. I'd like to see, but unfortunately there are... Yep. So if that guy and Red Dragon does not have enough fuel here to put it around the lap one more time, I think Red Dragon does. He's invalidated. That is it. Red Dragon's qualifying is over. That guy's qualifying is over. I think we have our grid, ladies and gentlefolks. SmallerSmiley is making another push though for this lap. Let's see if he's improving. I don't think he is. I think this is his in lap. Definitely not improving there. Casper isn't improving. Conditions are slower now, yeah. Chaz isn't improving. Snacks isn't improving. That guy, well, can only improve. So provided we see that guy put in a clean lap here, he will go anywhere on this board, potentially. 56.6 up the hill. Oh, kicks out that rear end and swings it around. Runs out of fuel, question mark? He's run out of fuel. That's it. He could not set... Well, in fact, he will set a time and he will go P9. That is a real shame there. So there we have it, folks. That guy takes P9. How did that ExoticPla1ns pole go that you bet on? Although, actually, he is on a lap. I didn't think about that. Didn't see that. How did I miss that? He went 4th anyway. Evening Rids, how are we doing? We didn't shake on it. Here we go. This is our qualifying order for Q3 with BRB taking pole, followed by Willow and SmallerSmiley in the Hasses, ExoticPla1ns, Casper, Natured Alloy / CM21, 1010 Snacks, That Guy, and Dragon. There we go. Dragon not able to set a time because the additions were just a bit too tricky. Bit of a gap now. There we are. I think it's going to be sunny for this race though. I do believe I would like to attempt to change a setting very quickly because I noticed some frame rate drops and that is on me not having a... I'm going to turn these off and then I'm going to turn the one that I turned up down because it was becoming a bit problematic with my frame rate and that was why it was probably dripping. I don't know if it's dry or race. If anybody who is racing could tell me if it's going to be dry. Thank you, Snacks. You are my weatherman. I would knight thee. But, yeah, apparently we're doing IIRL knighthoods as well. For people who don't get track limits here. We crowned Greg earlier on. As something. So, Greg of Gregoria, I think. And, John, who didn't make it, who didn't get any penalties on Tuesday either, as Sir John of Freedom Lands. So there's something here, a fake pseudo title that's only good here, but that's something. We have a little bit of a break now, as we do before every one of these races. Full dry. And we're going to be going at 28 minutes past the hour. Past anybody's hour. Whatever hour you're past. Oh. Oh, yawn. I apologize. What do we think this race outcome's going to be? Because I honestly don't think you can predict it here. There's too many on-track penalties that can happen. It's a tight race. It is a tight race. It can be a tight. Exotic Björn Willow. Hey, why are we not? Snacks, socks. We're supposed to be claiming our AT2 drivers for this. I thought we were going to be playing AT2 drivers. So I'm a little bit sad now. Willow first on track. So your prediction is Willow first on track, Exotic and Björn win on Willow penalties, or get through on Willow penalties. Padge gets 11th, Sam and Greg in the points. Well, you're not being very kind to Padge there. So you don't have the utmost. I mean, I'm going. You want to see him in the points too? Yeah. I want to see everyone in a race in the points, right? Everyone in the points, but unfortunately, no. I think we should go to a system where it's 20 through 1. Position minus 19 points is what you get for your overall points. If anybody wants a thingy, what do you call it? Formula. Good lord, I am. Yeah. Literally trying to find things to fill this few minute gap with. Yes. So we've got a dry race. Everybody should have a fresh set of soft tyres, which could also change things up if we've got a safety car. Though I'm not sure how the softs perform around here. I don't know if they're shreddy or if they're a bit more solid. They always seem shreddy though. They always seem to fall apart. Could anybody tell me what the softs are like here? Did anybody on Tuesday manage to get any running on the softs? I sort of didn't pay complete attention to it. Here we go, formation lap. We're finally getting ourselves around this track. I'm not sure how, I can't remember how many laps we've got here. I think it's 32, 33 laps here at Imola. Yeah, 32 laps. So, nice. Cheers, Socks. 32. So these drivers now trying to get as much heat into the tyres as possible on their way around. We will pull up the tyre compounds and try and get some idea of what people's strategies are going to be today. So, we've got our pole sitter, BjurnBeast, on that guy. I know! That guy's running on softs! I was going to get through to that in a second. That guy has chosen to go on softs. Now, bearing in mind, I think that guy used softs, did a strategy similar to this the other week, and it got him in a good position because the safety car came out at the right time. And if this track, with these track limits and these curbs and all of these cars, it's a very narrow track, Imola. There's not a lot of room for the cars to overtake here properly, unless you're on the back straight, or you've got nerves of steel and throw it down into Aqua Minerale. I think strategy is going to be key here. So we have 3 cars running on the hards to start with. DeflatedWee, Sam and Johnny B. And our resident AWS graphic pops up now to give us our strategies. Nerves of Steely, yeah. Nerves of Steely. Oh, I wish I had the nerves of Steely. That would be something. Then I might win a race on a Sunday. Hoping this camera changes angle for the start of the race, or if it's going to do a China. And everyone's going to be here. So, everyone forms into their grid spots. Raven West, the last one to edging into that box. 5 red lights. Am I going to get a good view down into turn 1 because the cars are away? I'd like this to change. If I don't, I have to swap cameras. There we go. So, we've got BjurnBeast first off, still keeping P1, but Willow and SmallerSmiley sticking together. Smiley losing a place to ExoticPla1ns there, as it seems BjurnBeast is under a lot of pressure here from Willow, right on the gearbox. Nobody really seems to have gone off track though. They've kept it fairly clean. I can't see any contact or missing front wings here yet. 1010 running close behind that guy on the soft tyres. If that guy doesn't manage to make it out of the way, clear these cars as quickly as possible, he could be in for some serious trouble here, because those soft tyres are going to go off very, very quickly. And there's nowhere really to make moves like you'd see in other places. bjurnbeast still leading the pack, but nobody has dropped significantly off yet, so we'll have our first lap open with DRS. So nobody's going to get it on this straight, unfortunately. So it'll be, well, I suppose for all intents and purposes, I give the next lap. Björn, unsurprisingly, takes the fastest lap. I want to know what that guy's going to do with those soft tyres, though. Nobody really coming in to make a move. But the hard runners are keeping up with the medium runners, and a soft runner of that guy. And 1010 is keeping right up close behind him. I think the problem here is if that guy's not careful, he'll have to make a move somewhere. And he is close to the gearbox of 1010 here, but it's just not going to be enough. He's stuck. He is going to be caught up in the middle of that pack for a long time in this race. But maybe not, because there is a bit of a gap forming here between these three cars in the middle. ExoticPla1ns falling more than a second behind Smiley. It looks like ExoticPla1ns Nature went off that track a little bit. Sorry, it was the other way around. Smiley falling off of them and then Chaz falling off of Smaller. Smaller going to have the DRS here. Oh, of course, the DRS detection point is at the other side of the track here. So his rear wing will pop open. Chaz has got the DRS. We're probably going to see Willow here make a move, a nice speedy move down on the inside of bjurnbeast. ExoticPla1ns keeping right behind his teammate. Don't seem to see any more big moves going on here. This pack is stuck in a train. And that that guy on those soft tyres. He's not going to get many laps of life out of those before the crossover starts happening with those mediums, and the mediums become faster. Although, if he is able to keep it under control here, he'll be able to stay in the DRS of Natured Ally / Chaz and keep the car in contention. But as those start to go off, he will struggle to make it out of some of these faster corners. Looks like Smiley has now probably broken the DRS to Chaz, but also lost the DRS to Exotic. These three front runners, as they come down through this double left-hander, keeping it within track limits. I think we're going to see Willow lose 2 places here if he's not careful. I say not careful, there's nothing he can do to defend against that DRS. Willow burning a bit of battery, maybe? I think he is. To stay ahead of bjurnbeast. Now, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be seeing here, but these three up front have just pulling away from the rest of the pack as Smiley sits into a gap between two. Oh! Ha! Big snap from Smiley there, swinging the car around. The Mercedes could tag team Willow. As that guy... Oh, he has. He's made it up on Chaz. These cars are all so close together here, it's impossible to try and figure out who's going where, but we have got 0.1 seconds here is close, but the cars, they don't have a lot of room to overtake. I think even in real life it's a 2-second pace advantage you need to be able to overtake at this track, and I'm not seeing it from some of these cars. The problem with that guy is now that he might have those soft tyres, but they're going to be going off a bit now after a few laps. He won't have the traction out here compared to some other people, and that DRS will mean nothing. Willow moving past ExoticPla1ns, makes a dive down the inside, but Willow holds his line well and holds that defensively. 10-10. Now within the DRS of Smiley. It looks like Smiley might have had it as we get our first warning, our first penalty of this race with snacks in the first 3 seconds. I'm wondering if we're going to see any retirements here today. Are people just tired of those track limits? Chaz having dropped down now into P8 behind that guy. I wonder how much the wings are making a difference here. Some people may well have sacrificed that downforce in qualifying to have the faster car in the race. Make our way down the field to see DeflatedWee down into P13. On those hard tyres though, that's the benefit here. He might lose some time, but if he can catch up with the pack, or keep up with the pack, those hard tyres might well come to him later on in the race. Got the DRS happening now up front. Willow not going to be able to make a move. 10-10 makes a move on SmallerSmiley. That guy is now catching up to SmallerSmiley, so with a bit of fresh air, Red Dragon gets a 3-second warning for those track limits. Felix and Johnny B switch places, or is it Greg dropping back? Greg's had a spin! He's had a spin! He is now at the back of the pack. Poor Greg. But Raven West and Ale trading places. Oh! Oh, that did not look good. Oh, that did not look good at all for Ale. Oh! Oh! Okay. Okay. There was a tree in the way, but that didn't look particularly clean from either of those two drivers. I'd like to hope there's not any scrapping going on there. This is a higher tier than that. We are better than that. Maybe just the contact model, but I imagine we'll see, because there's bound to be an incident report put in for that. Steward's going to have to do work now. And who's that steward? Who's the main steward this week? Sucks. Oh, it's Deton. Never mind. Deton could take the first pass through all of those. We'll just look at them later. Casper takes the place off that guy. Snacks loses the place to Red Dragon. Oh, those three cars going in there together. Yeah, we said we're going to have to do it as well. We'll just let Deton take the first pass through them and then we'll come together. A SmallerSmiley is now down in P17. That is unfortunate. I imagine he had a bit of a snap there. I'm not sure how. I can only imagine it was a tiny bit of snap that sent him out. The problem is if you put your foot down on that throttle too hard on that chicane, you can lose the back end. But we'll see. Maybe someone made a poor move. Who knows? That guy. Oh, Red Dragon fighting with DeflatedWee. There we go. This is the point now where DeflatedWee's tyres are going to start to be better than the tyres of Red Dragon and the medium runners. He has kept up with the rest of the pack for the most part. Smiley gets a 3-second time warning, and Smiley has dropped back. I think the tyres are gone. I think he had a spin, and that is it. Hopefully he hasn't spun around and damaged his rear wing like he did the other day. That's the last thing we need. Are we going to see him pit? He does pit. Are we going to see new tyres go on? BRB's now up in P1 with Willow behind him. ExoticPla1ns. SmallerSmiley 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, I find a lot of people seem to be getting speeding penalties on this one. That guy drops behind Natured Alloy. And that is those softs. They're going to be done now, but you know what? Fair play if you manage to keep them going for that long. It doesn't look like SmallerSmiley has retired. He is going for the mediums. Ale gets the 3-second time penalty for track limits. It's all happening. The board destroyed. Maybe. I'll try and have a look next time I see somebody pit. Snacks behind DeflatedWee with Red Dragon having dropped back himself by a few places. Johnny B on the hards catching up. But let's go to our top 3 and watch what happens here. Willow takes a place off Exotic, of BjurnBeast. Exotic too far back to do anything with his teammate, but it's nuts, isn't it, here? You think people have got 0.3 seconds behind. There we go. That guy starts to drop down a bit now with JONNYB1245 taking P5 off of Casper. But you think, right, 0.3 seconds. On any other track, that's not very far. But here at Imola, 0.3 seconds up the back straight there when you're doing 200 mile an hour is a lot of time. Snacks with his second penalty. Everybody's picking up penalties here today. That guy just hanging on to the back of Casper. ExoticPla1ns on the gearbox of his teammate. Are these two going to be able to play it safe here? But because if they're not careful, if they try and fight for position, there we go. Smiley's back in the pits. I believe that's his race over. Smiley's our first DNF from this session. Raven West with another 3 seconds. Oh, but no, they'll be able to overtake here. That yellow won't stop anyone. Here we go. BJurnBeast is through. Exotic is through. Well, that happened as I tried to change back. The two Mercedes now take P1 and 2. Casper takes back a place off of Natured Alloy. That guy's still holding up with the back of the pack though. Johnny B goes over Felix. Sam in P13. Just a little bit too far back for anything at this point. And we got our first pits of this race. Oh, second pits really. Oh yeah, I was going to look at that board, wasn't I? And I makes up a point on Raven West in the pits. With our 3 front runners just disappearing. But it looks like Willow is ready. He is ready to make some moves on Exotic. I mean, look at how close those two were then. You could have practically flipped Exotic's car off the ground with the front wing of Willow. Willow getting a better exit. Or entrance and exit. Problem is, there's not a lot of room to race down here. Exotic takes that defensive line down the inside. This would be nuts to try and overtake here. But Willow is close enough. But their battling has put them out of the DRS of BJurnBeast. So, Willow here. This is going to be a nice, easy overtake. Here we go. Now, the pit board's still there. Although that was a very late move from Exotic into the pits. That guy now up in P5. So Willow making a move for the undercut here. Lots of drivers changing places as we have people pitting. Sam within the DRS of Felix now. Exotic, sorry, going for the undercut, not Willow. How is that guy still alive on the softs? I don't know, but he's killing it. I honestly think he's doing he is, you know what? New Perez. As Willow gets the 3-second time penalty. I would say that guy is Perez, but I feel like if I said that guy is Perez, that guy might come and hunt me down. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Felix, just behind Johnny B. Not a lot of places to make moves at the moment, but that guy is ahead of Casper. It's just behind Casper. Oh, it's Raven West DNFs. I was wondering if that was a spin and a flag moment there. BJurnBeast 10-second. No, that will have crushed his race. That will have ruined it. That guy dives into the pits, just behind the Alpine of Casper, reacting well, putting DeflatedWee up into the lead of this race. Somebody who's not in the pits. Willow coming out of the pits. And the two luminescent Kick Saubers up in P1. I would if you called me Checo. Hey, if I call someone Checo, it's a term of endearment, okay? I love Checo. Were the circumstances right, he might be my husband. But, you know, that's probably taking it a little too far. And you don't love him. Well, it's not my fault you have bad taste in F1 drivers. Let's make our way up the grid. Samantha is second behind Johnny B. BJurnBeast with a 10-second penalty just ahead of his teammate ExoticPla1ns, with Willow sniffing up the rear. Albon is not bad taste. Hey, 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 hey. I have no problem with Albon. Casper, 3 more seconds. And we'll get to once we get to the halfway mark, I'm going to do a pit stop roundup. They've almost off the session now. I, however, did call, you know, Albon leaving and Perez replacing him. Maybe no one can do well in that second Red Bull. Maybe the Red Bull is cursed. That guy and Casper scrapping away. Padge with 3 seconds. The field's all spread out now. 10-10 is within striking distance-ish of Nature High. Snacks up to another 3 seconds. Maybe this is a game. Maybe this should be Pokemon. It should be catch all the penalties. ExoticPla1ns and Willow fighting away as they're catching up on the cars ahead. Sam dropping back behind Johnny B. These 3 cars are first runners on the started the race on the hards. A safety car now could save their skin. So if we see somebody spinner into a wall, this race could change, and it could change drastically. That guy with 3 seconds. I feel like I need one of those cards. I'm like, you get 3 seconds, you get 3 seconds. It's like an episode of the Oprah show or whatever that was called. Back in day. I'm trying to find a battle. It's interesting. It's not just the top 3. But everyone is so spread out now. The Ocon simulator. Yeah, but Ocon gets a penalty when somebody else sneezes, so I think it's a different kind of simulator. Oh, excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Oh, I think there's a bit of team game going on here. I think that Exotic is intentionally not making a move on Björn. Björn is carrying that penalty. Snacks with another 3 seconds. So, we are about to start lap 16, taking us halfway through this race. Wait, no, they are on lap 15, because I forget that these two this lot aren't leading. Can Willow... Oh, they're just carrying one another. Oof. Willow sniffing and sniffing hard. Gets a way better exit out of the corner there, but the problem is, you can get the best exit from that turn 1 chicane. Oh, it looks like Björn Exotic is trying to hold up Willow here. Exotic making some interesting moves to try and defend his line against Willow. Willow is racing hard, but it's just not enough. He can stick right on the gearbox of that Mercedes, but since they're both carrying that DRS, I don't think there's anything here as Chaz gets another 3 seconds. I don't really know if there's anything here that Willow can do to pass these cars. He can get the best exit in the world, but it's just not going to be enough. Down into the last corner as Willow, he gets another 3 seconds. Sending it a little bit wide there. 10-10 has pipped Chaz. And BMB isn't too far. Oh, there we go. Willow makes that move on Exotic. And it sticks. Willow keeps ahead of Björn. Now Willow has to chase down. No, Exotic has to chase down Björn Beast. Because at this rate, Exotic is currently, in terms of track position and penalties, winning. So, as promised, our penalties. Oh, okay. I must have missed how Willow got that 10 seconds. Probably speeding in the pit lane. So, because 16 is not a multiple of 3. That's my maths. That's my maths lesson. People pay good money for those. So BRNB's 3 seconds. Oh no, we'll start from the top now. Johnny B 3 seconds. BRNB's 13 seconds. Willow 16 seconds. With Chaz 6, that guy 3, Casper 9, Snacks 12, Red Dragon 3. Oh wow, there's a lot of car scrap in here. They found Samantha. As they lap Samantha. And yes, Ali with 6, Padge with 3, and Greg with 3. Do I see some explodey car bits there? 13 and 16 seconds, yeah, so BRNBeast Top Gun must have got 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, and he got a 3 second for track limits. I believe that Willow, there we go, 2 now. Willow also got 2 track limits, and I think he sped in the pit lane as well. So that would explain that set of numbers and how the maths works. So as we return to our tyre screen. 1010 still sniffing around Chaz, who must have made a place back on him. ExoticPla1ns with his catching, well, the front runners here have now caught Johnny B. Johnny B is going to have no choice but to yield for some flashy blue flags, I imagine. Oh no, wait, he hasn't been lapped. What am I on about? He's not lapping, he's racing. What am I on about? Don't do it, Johnny B. Don't give up. Don't move out of their way. They've got places to be, and so do you. As Casper gets another 3 seconds. What do we have here? Oh, hard racing, but that has just cost Willow some time to ExoticPla1ns. 1010 still behind there, but let's see. The only 2 battles really going on at the track at the minute are these guys here and 1010 and Chaz. Everyone else is sort of a bit far apart for anything, with the exception of Padge, who is a little bit ahead of within DRS of Sam. Sam is going to be on fresher tyres, but I think Willow gets a bit out of shape there. Exotic goes a little wide. I think that Sam might struggle to the end on those mediums, you know, at this point. Still 14-15 laps to go before they end this race, so I mean, I suppose we saw a few people make the mediums last at that point. Now let's fuel as well. Coming onto our pit straight, the rear wings fly open. Johnny B pits to go on those medium tyres as Björn gets pipped by Willow. But remember, they are still carrying a significant number of penalties. Ale gets another 3 seconds. Johnny B drops back down the order. Oh, excuse me. Chaz with another 3 seconds. I think my strategy for Sunday is going to be don't go off the track. I mean, I know that should probably be like literally any racing driver's strategy, but I think I'd like to, you know, not get this many warnings, because at this point the flags are becoming annoying and blocking my view. Johnny B has slotted between Padge and Sam. Oh. You don't have to win the race on track on Sunday, you just have to stay out of people's thing. It's not impossible. So Sir Greg of Gregoria made it on or do we have to take that title now? He's got penalties? I don't know. But Sir Greg of Gregoria did it on Tuesday with no assists. And so did John. But John is an absolute beast. Willow loses 2 places with the Mercedes. As 1010 managed to make a place up on Chaz. Snacks sniffing around the gearbox of Casper. Ale's retired from the session. Oh, in the pit lane. God damn it! Every time I see somebody retire, I'm like, where? Where have they hit? What wall have they hit? Who have they hit? But no, he's just gone into the pits. Sorry, Ale. you know. Not the first though. Willow still scrapping away out of Aqua Minerale. As they are, all this fighting is great because look at where it's given Wee, right? If anything happens and there is a safety car, Wee is going to be in a hell of a position. He's going to be, you know, probably fall back to like P5 or 6 if he pits. Ah, he's pit now, so never mind. The safety car theory is done. Oh, bit of contact there from those two, but otherwise ultimately quite clean. Just a bit of contact that comes from that kind of racing. Snacks and Casper scrapping. And Bruno comes out on those new tyres. I'd like somebody to make a move. It's just so hard to overtake on this track. So hard. You can only really overtake on that pit straight. Nowhere else. Casper with another 3 seconds. I actually can't call where this race is going to finish because, yeah, this. Ah, you know what? I know what you mean, LA, with that. Sometimes things get stuck on my screen and then it doesn't do what I need to do. As that guy gets 3 more seconds. Willow, DRS open. Sniffing down Exotic. Oh, they bump. Otherwise, oh, Willow getting a bit out of shape there. Stacks with another 3 seconds. Casper hunting him down. These two have emptied their batteries for this racing. DeflatedWee attempting to catch up. Felix, Red Dragon, sniffing up Felix. Ten still battling with Mitch Hour. I mean, effectively, in fact, let me do a bit of maths. 10-10 would become P2. And I'm pretty sure it would mean that that guy would go P3, maybe. There we go. 16 seconds out. So actually, that guy is currently fighting for P2. No, Nature Ally, I suppose, is fighting for P3. Sorry, 10-10 overtakes him there. Didn't know that you had 9-second ability. Well, you don't anymore, it's gone now. You retired. So, as it stands, Exotic will win. 10-10 will get P2. That guy is fighting with chance for P3. Which is surprising because it's so hard to actually tell when you've got this many on-track, this many penalties. It becomes so hard to actually see anything in terms of where the race could end up finishing. Well, Willow again making those moves on Exotic, but all that scrapping, it's brought 10-10 right into contention though, just for an on-track win. I don't know what we're going to see with Red Dragon and Felix, the two teammates, fighting down a bit further down in a second on that pit straight. Hopefully they're going to be working together to do really well. Willow not able to make a move this lap, but Chad, excuse me, on the other hand, has managed to make a move on 10-10. At this point, Chaz and 10-10 are just pulling each other up the field. As long as they're not fighting too hard. Red Dragon. Oh, these two are alongside one another. But Red Dragon manages to pull ahead without losing much time either. So that's what we want to see. These two pulling each other at the field. Willow gets another 3 seconds. Oh, interesting camera angle. Some good teamwork from BrurnBeast and Exotic. Casper, and another 3 seconds. It's just saying another 3 seconds is now my like daily catchphrase. Exotic is holding Willow up with just those slightly slower exits. And then Exotic dumping the battery. I don't think it's going to be enough here though. Willow just has more ERS even on medium alone to make it through here. Those two fight nice and cleanly. What we want to see for some championship contenders here. And these guys know they are fighting for points and they are fighting hard with all those track penalties. Snacks and Casper. Nice clean battle on track. With that highlighted car, but excuse me again. Not too far behind. Within visual distance is Wee chasing down his teammate. 1010 and Natured Alloy. Chaz. I wouldn't say it's been the most dramatic of races. I mean, with this many track limits on the board, but Imola is renowned for real life track limits. Willow has made that gap back up to BrurnBeast. Björn dumping that overtake to try and get that little extra top speed here. But is he going to be able to fend off Willow? Willow sends it down the inside. BrurnBeast has to yield. Willow gets ahead into P1. Effectively P5 or something crazy like that. Gonna one more time take a look at these penalties and our leader gap. It will. I mean, that gap to leader at the minute would put Willow somewhere down in like P5 or 6. Currently Chaz has a podium with 1010 and Exotic, so that's nuts. That 9 seconds would put him to where that guy is, but then has 6 seconds, which puts him to where Casper is, but has 18 seconds. All these penalties flying around as our race leaders move on to the straight. Willow dumping back to defend. Björn comes around the outside. Willow defends quite hard. Leaving just enough room for Exotic to get through there. These three are pushing the limits. Willow's got to be careful because he has cut his... Oh, that's unsporting of the game, ghosting the cars like that. But they've got to be careful because they've all that scrapping has brought 1010 onto their rears. Oh, as someone goes wide, Felix goes off into the gravel. Re-enters and stays out of the way of Johnny B. Hopefully staying out of the way of some of the rest of our cars here as well. But that's it, there we go. So now, the top three and all their very hard, but you know what, I would say so far pretty fair fighting has brought 1010 to within DRS of them. Willow's pitting and gets another 10 seconds. I mean, I don't know why people break so late personally, because like it just gets you penalties like that. Like, give yourself a little bit of welly, because half a second or a second of lost time is better than 10. Willow's probably just going to be going for the fastest lap here because I don't think he's got anything else to pull out of the bag. Some new medium tyres. He's not really going to be making up many places here doing that. Wee finally takes position from Snacks and then position from Casper, interestingly. 10-10 gets his first track limits warning of the race. Wee's done a great job, although I'm not sure why we have yellow flags on track. Chaz, with another 3 seconds. So now I'm pretty sure Wee, at this point here, is fighting for... No, he's not quite there for a podium. He'd have to make up a good chunk of time here to make a podium. He'd have to find another 6 seconds on track to try and get a podium here. But he is on those medium tyres versus those 18 lap old soft tyres. Hard tyres, sorry. Willow on the mediums at this point in the race doesn't really have much to go for to bring him up into contention for the win. I just feel for that guy, because like doing that many laps on the softs was great, but if you could do that on the softs, imagine what you could have done on the mediums, right? There's Snacks pits for softs. He's going for that fastest lap. Such a shame 10-10 got that penalty because he could be fighting for the win right now. Some more yellow flags. Lots of people getting yellow flags through this sector and I don't quite understand why, as that guy moves up into P6. Wee, still not close enough. I don't think he's got the pace yet either to be able to make it up to... Well, it looks like we actually went off the track because now he's behind Chaz. Natured Alloy with another 3 seconds. Oh, ExoticPla1ns. Oh! Exotic gets 3 seconds. This is a gasp moment. This gasp is a moment of gasp because 10-10 could, in theory, win the race. And I mean, that was my worst Will Buxton impression. So it depends on how much of the... Is BjurnBeast going to play the teammate game here? Because if he is... if BjurnBeast plays a good teammate game here, he could hold up 10-10 off of this win. And it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. But BjurnBeast has pushed himself outside of DRS of ExoticPla1ns now. So unless Exotic lets off a little bit to let his teammate catch up, then 10-10 is going to take that position from BjurnBeast. Definitely securing P2, but also closing that gap to Exotic. BjurnBeast burning battery to try and hold off to the end of the straight to help his teammate. 10-10 makes that, gets that move done. He's now within DRS-ish of ExoticPla1ns. Who here is the faster driver though? That's the question. There are 2 laps to go here at Imola. 10-10. 1 second off the win. But I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. Unless Exotic makes a deadly mistake, I don't think that that 10-10 has the pace to catch Exotic here. But he is getting closer. Both of them have got very, very little in the way of battery. All 10-10 has to do here is keep his head. Felix with another 3 seconds. So 10-10 can catch up here. BMBeast with another 3-second warning. If Exotic makes a single mistake here, his race is over. And 10-10 will take this win gladly out of his hands. Greg with 3 more seconds. And I know there are probably things going on behind us, but this here has got my attention. Willow takes the fastest lap. If Exotic goes wide or goes deep, or Willow with another 3 seconds makes... Oh! Oh no! That's it. 10-10 has spun. Got on that curb just a little too hard and secures ExoticPla1ns that win. DeflatedWee unfortunately not close enough, I don't think, for a podium here. Not at all. But close. So here we go. The end of our race. Let's see what those tyres run actually. Who did what and what the tyres were at the end. DeflatedWee crosses the line 24 seconds behind BMBeast. Absolutely perfect race. You know what? He is now Sir Wee of Pidlington. 10-10 did come second, yeah, because of all the penalties that BMBeast had. As Chaz takes P3. Everyone crosses the line here. Snacks last to cross the line is Greg. Yes, so we have Pidlington. What a race! Taking that Wii into a whole new level. Oh. I'd say that you let all the air out of the bag there. So. I don't care about any of those celebrations. ExoticPla1ns wins the race. Followed by 10-10. Natured Alloy. Who is Chaz. BMBeast Wee with no penalties. And let's have a look. I want to know if he had any. I don't even think he had any track limits warnings looking at this. Although there's so much here. Let's view the lap times. He had two warnings. Phenomenal. Sam, also, I want to see if Sam had any warnings. 2 as well. Those, I believe, are the only 2 drivers who didn't have any penalties. Great stuff. Honestly, absolutely cracking. Wow, we really killed it. We really killed it. Going from P11 all the way up to P4 without any penalties at all. We're asking for where his knighthood was. So yeah. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Just giving Wee his knighthood in the chat. So, fantastic stuff. Really good race from everybody tonight. I think it was pretty clean. So, thank you for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you again next week when we are at another racing track, which is bear with while I remember the calendar because it's Monaco, isn't it? It's Monaco. So, thank you for joining me, and we will see you again next week in Monaco. Monaxo. Good night, everyone.